All right, so the next question is explain how to do the 9-round breathing meditation and the mindfulness of breath meditation. What is meditation in general, and what is the purpose of this meditation in particular? So here again, we have a nice multi-part question, and many of you did not answer the full question. And then even those who did answer the entire question, then, we have this explain how to do the 9-round breathing meditation. So again, we should have the level of understanding that we're able to explain this meditation to a complete beginner, and do it in such a way that they're then able to do the practice themselves. So, some of you had a quite incomplete answer saying, okay, the 9-round breathing meditation is, you breathe in through the left nostril, out through the right, and then you breathe in through the right and out through the left, and then you breathe in and out of both nostrils. Okay, yes, that's true. But if you remember, then, we went into a lot more detail. How many counts do you breathe in? How many counts do you hold it? How many counts do you exhale? What is the hand position that we use? What is the visualization that we talked about at the beginning? Okay, so all these details are, essential in knowing how to do the practice. So now when you answer these questions, it should have that same level of detail. So in any case, I did describe this meditation in the session. So maybe instead of going through that, you can refer to the previous videos. And then, we had this, the 9-round breathing meditation, and then the mindfulness of breath meditation. So those are two different meditations, and many of you didn't also distinguish between these two. So the mindfulness of breath meditation, one main difference is in the 9-round breathing, we try to hold the breath for a certain number of counts. In the mindfulness of breath meditation, we're just working with a natural breath as it is, not trying to, have any effort or exertion in trying to have a long breath or a short breath, but just allowing the natural flow of the breath to occur, and then just being aware. Although we say mindfulness of the breath, what we're actually trying to focus on is the sensations in the body as we breathe in and out. So either the rising and falling of the abdomen, the expanding and contracting of the chest, or the space in the upper lip nostril area, and the space in between. So then what is meditation in general? So meditation in general is to familiarize one's mind with a certain object. Okay, but this purpose of this meditation in particular, okay, so we do these two kinds of meditation at the beginning of a session because, one, the 9-round breathing, especially by trying to elongate the breath, hold the breath, and exhale for a certain number of counts, that has an effect of calming down the mind. Also, of course, the visualizations where we visualize purifying the channels in the body, that also does have an effect of clearing out some of the afflictions and obstacles to concentration. And then also the breath, by focusing even just the mindfulness of the breath, then it helps to eliminate or pacify the busyness, the discursive thought in the mind. So we do these meditations at the beginning of meditation sessions to gain some level of concentration and focus. Okay, so when we study Buddhism, we are studying ourselves, the nature of our minds, Instead of focusing on some supreme being, Buddhism emphasizes more practical matters such as how to lead our lives, how to integrate our minds, and how to keep our everyday lives peaceful and healthy. In other words, Buddhism always accentuates experiential knowledge, wisdom, rather than some dogmatic view. So Lama Yeshe said that. And then the question was, discuss this quotation. If we are not focusing on a supreme being, then where do the practices of prostrating and pujas fit in? Are the ritualistic aspects found in Buddhism, especially the Tibetan tradition, needed to be Buddhist? So here again, a short answer question. Again, no right answer. I'm more trying to push your thinking and make you think critically. This is one question that can come up a lot in beginner courses. So especially those of you who are going to go on to teach in the future, you're probably going to get some of these questions yourself. So anyway, again, as I mentioned earlier, then, because sentient beings have different minds, different dispositions, then, some of them can find these more ritualistic aspects to be helpful, to be useful, particularly, and we're going to talk about the Vajrayana later, but there are these practices in the Vajrayana that are highly ritualistic, and, some of that, you visualize yourself as the deity, you visualize yourself then performing the actions of the deity. And these can be very beneficial for people to sort of overcome our clinging to our ordinary concept of ourself being, deluded, and the kind of low self-esteem, beating ourselves up. And so by trying to connect with a higher enlightened nature, and as they say, bringing the result into the path, right, means visualizing ourselves as the enlightened being that we're going to become in the future, that can then, help psychologically to overcome the kind of nagging self-doubt. So then, are these ritualistic aspects found in Buddhism needed to be Buddhist? Absolutely not. Okay, so all that is really needed to be Buddhist is, to take refuge in the three jewels. But there are many different traditions within Buddhism, and some are very basic. You even see different traditions have very different ways of decorating the temple. Many Zen kind of temples are very sparse, not a lot of holy objects. Here in the FPMT world, we have many holy objects, a lot of tankas with all these colors. So, and then, there's a whole range in between. So, yeah, like that. Then next question we have, there are two reasons why is it important to understand the nature of the mind. One is because there's an intimate connection between mind and karma. The other is that our state of mind plays a crucial role in our experience of happiness and suffering. So then, as Holiness Dalai Lama said that in Mind and Science and East-West Dialogue, then I ask you to discuss these two reasons. What is the connection between mind and karma? How does our mind play a crucial role in our experience of happiness and suffering? So I think many of you, did quite well. You were able to understand this quite well. So the connection between mind and karma, basically, then our mind, particularly our motivation behind our virtuous actions and non-virtuous actions, is what actually determines whether and how virtuous or non-virtuous the action is. And then even in the present moment, how we think about our experience then determines the sort of experience that we have. So we talked about this before with the mind training teachings, then we can come to view hardship, obstacles that we experience. We can come to think about it in a different way. And, in the practice of Tonglen, think that we are suffering on behalf of all sentient beings and taking away their suffering. And then if we're able to do that and sustain that, then even the experience of suffering, it has an entirely different experience for us. So like that. So next we have, some find the presentation of the hell realms and past and future lives in Buddhism to be difficult to accept. How important is it to have these beliefs in order to practice or study Buddhism? What are some ways to present them to be more palatable to a modern audience? So yeah, we talked about here how the lower realms of existence then had been likened to psychological states. So rather than there being a physical place of the hells, to then consider a mind full of violence to be a hellish type of existence. Hungry Ghost is characterized by a lot of greed and never-ending desire. So we can see that in the world, people, addicts, for example, who have never satisfied, always wanting more of the particular substance they're after. And then, of course, animals, being characterized by ignorance. Well, we can see the animals themselves, but also certain human beings. Unfortunately, they are not open to reason. They are like that, very stubborn, the most stubborn kind of animals we can think of. So then, past and future lives, then again, we can consider, some people say that, every day is like a rebirth. And, in some way, it is true that we don't have to be slaves. We're not bound by our pasts. And no matter what we've done in the past, then, every day is a new day. We can choose to live our lives in a different way. We can have radical transformation. So, if we consider past and future lives more as a kind of, story, then, maybe others can find that palatable. But by any means, we don't have to force beliefs onto others. And, we have to, in my opinion, present the teachings as they are presented in the traditional texts, lay it out for people, and then give people the freedom to analyze and, not have to take everything on in a dogmatic way. Okay. So last, I had asked people to share any ideas they had to make the course more beneficial. So some of you had some nice suggestions. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that you care about making the course better. I care about making the course better myself. So some of the things that had come up, we're now trying to integrate. I know some of you, maybe it's been a while since you engaged in a study program, so we're going to try to give more support, be more directive in what you should be reading week to week. I might give more sort of assignments to keep you engaged with the material. So you ask and you shall receive, right? So anyway, maybe we'll leave it at that. It's been quite some time with all these answers. So lastly, I did at the beginning sort of give a little bit reality check just to encourage you to put forth your best effort. But that being said, I do know that all of you have been putting in effort, and I appreciate that. So let's keep going. And, it is still early on in the 14 modules that we're going through. So I'm here for you. I'm here to help. And so continue to let me know how I can do that in a better way. So thank you very much. And we will just end with a quick dedication. So dedicating all the merit that we've accumulated in the past, are accumulating in the present, and will accumulate in the future for the quick enlightenment of all the sentient beings. May they be free of all the suffering of samsara and achieve the state of enlightenment as quickly as possible. Okay, thank you very much, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.